Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Rooted in Hebrew. My name is Mike. Today is the 20th of December. I tell you, every day, it seems like these days, it's just like you get up, go to sleep, it's just like instant. It's like the day just go by so quick. Maybe we may be just that busy. I don't know. But anyway, I'd like to welcome you all back to Rooted in Hebrew. And that's the title, The Fight of Your Life. There's a lot of things nearby I talk to my sister and nearby every morning. She call me, be like, her time, it may be 2 o'clock in the morning, but it be like, maybe 7, 8, something like in the morning here. We always at times we reminisce when we was kids and think, I mean, that's good times and there's some bad times. I think the worst times were when we lost our niece, my youngest brother, my younger brother's daughter, and then came my older sister. Then after her was my older brother. Shalom, Sister Linda Cross. I'm glad you made it in, sis. You know what? Truth, they can go back before then. Before my brother's daughter. It goes all the way back to my father and my grandmother. And that's one thing I would say. That's when I noticed, at least I would say with my, well, I would say with my family, because my grandmother, she raised all of her brothers and sisters. It was like 12 of them or more. She raised all of them, including some of my cousins. And their parents died. They just, the family take on that burden. And it was like 3 of them, but they're a lot older than well, they was a lot older than us, because my cousin, she was like Danzella, she was like, if she would be living, she would be like late 70s, maybe 80s, but she was my cousin. But that's how my family did. And I'm quite sure a lot of you all brothers and sisters out there, this family did the same thing. Family member may fall asleep in death, and they go stay with another family member. And I remember as a child that that was one of my great aunts. She had long silver hair. She was a twin, but her brother, he died years ago. And I remember that she lived with my grandmother's sister, my aunt. And then when she died, they, remember this, they bring the body to the house. You had your services in the house. And that was the first time I had ever seen that. And that was in the 70s. Shalom, Sister Donna. Glad you made it in, sis. That was the first time I ever seen that. But if we go back and we all just fall back to the times we was kids, and we start to look at things that happened to you as a child, the good things and the bad things, but I mean, with us, when I say us, I'm talking about Israel, our life will be a lot more hectic than anybody else on this planet, by far. I'm speaking as a nation. Now, some of you brothers and sisters may not have had to troubled lifestyle. But trust and believe, you came up under those curses somewhere. Somewhere down that line, you came up under those curses. You came up under. Well, we was talking, and there were some things that we as kids we witnessed. We witnessed a lot of things as kids, and I've seen when these kids grow up, they become adults, and they keep on talking about some things. And I never forget one thing. I was me and my older brother. They held him back for a year, and so he was with me, and we both was in the 6th grade. My younger brother, he was in the 5th grade, but we was at the same school, and the school was just for 5th and 6th grade kids. So one day, my mother, she comes to the school and picks us up, and she had our dress clothes in the car. She told us to go ahead and change clothes. I'm like, man, where we going? She said, well, you're going to court. I'm like, court? 5th and, we're in the 5th and 6th grade. So what happened was, me and my 2 brothers, we walked into court, and we sat down. I seen my father and my grandmother and my auntie's husband. His name was Uncle Jeremiah. And so everybody else, on my father's side was there and everything. And these words came out of his mouth, my grandmother's mouth, his mother, and said we was not his kids. Let me tell you something. That didn't too much faze me, because I was that one child. I didn't too much care for my grandmother. I didn't, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. She was heavy into voodoo, and my spirit never blended with hers. I used to get whoopings. Shalom, Brother Dave. I used to get beatings because I would not hug her for $1. My brother, my younger brother, they hugged her for $1. My father was so upset at me, he beat me right in the middle of the street. But I just couldn't do it. Go there and hug. I could not do it. I took a beating in the middle of the street. Took off his belt. I was a post skinny child. Jet black as all get out. I mean, he did not like that at all. But it was the fact there was something about her that I just could not get with. So me and my 2 brothers, and so somewhere while they were doing all that talking in court and everything and all that, my younger brother stayed there. My older brother, they stayed. I left out the courtroom because I felt kind of sick, like not from the conversation, but like I ate something bad. And so I went out and outside the courtroom and sat on a bench, and I fell asleep and laid down on the bench and went to sleep. And when I woke up, it was done. So my younger brother, he shed some tears. My older brother, he did too. I didn't. I was like, okay, fine. Because it was a spirit that I, at a young age, that I did not like going over that side of my family's place. I didn't. But as we got older, good night. I remember my father came back into our lives. Now, we was in the 5th and 6th grade. My younger brother was in the 5th grade. Me and my older brother, 6th grade. He came back into our lives when we were, shucks. We was in high school. And he was telling my mother, these boys ain't gonna like me, bro. I know they're gonna be mad at me. And that's what he's saying. Because I was shocked to walk through the door and see him sitting on a sofa. Truthfully, I did not know what to say. I'm like, wait a minute, they said we were not his kids, And so my mother called us in there and we sat down and he apologized and everything. You know, I was not upset. Okay, cool. All right, fine. All right. We started going back over his house. I mean, that's how we did. But my older brother seemed to be okay. My younger brother, he was okay until he got a hold of some liquor. And I tell you, when they said that liquor is that thing that brings out the truth, I was looking at him like, man, my brother got a little tipsy. Uh, and the first thing came out of his mouth to my father, he's drunk. He said, you took us to court saying we was not your kids. Every time he got drunk, that was the thing that came out. That was the thing that came out. And you would think outside of alcohol, he don't have a problem. You would think that, but that alcohol brings that true feeling out. Shalom, brother Dylan. It brings it out. Um, truthfully, it struck my father's heart. It did, because he started to realize he was getting older, and we was his only kids that we knew of, and he started to take on life a little bit more seriously. Um, but my brother would always get drunk and end up in jail. My father felt that it was his obligation to make up for all of that time and that guilt. My brother stayed in so much trouble, it wasn't even funny. My father was right there. He was always right there. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, man, you need to, no, but he always stayed in front. My father's always got to go get him out because he felt every time my brother get drunk, that's what he brings out. He brings up. So the trauma of a fight for your life, and you may think that's it. It's not it. That wasn't it. We went through a whole lot of stuff. We did. And don't forget my brother, my older brother. Now he had mental issues, but when we was kids, me and my younger brother thought he was the smartest boy on. We thought he was the smartest person on this planet Earth. You couldn't tell us nothing about my older brother. We asked him questions and he knew the answer to them. It was math or something. And what's this word? He knew every. We looked up to my older brother. He wasn't but like a year older than me. But then one day down in Arkansas, and for you all brothers and sisters that knows this, you remember back in the days there was like they had these like big fans that sat on the floor, and some of them they had those real big blades, and they didn't spin too fast. Some of them did spin fast. Some of them just spin, whoo, but it threw off. It gave off. And this one particular one did not have a cover on the front of it, like a chicken wire. So my brother was playing, my older brother, and he went face first into that blade. It hit this tooth, shot up, hit a nerve. My brother was in the hospital for like a year, and he never came out the same. That's why I ended up going to school, and that's how I learned to box. I learned how to box by beating up kids for messing with my brother. I I learned a lot about fighting, defending my brother, and that's a trauma. Seeing your brother go through this stuff here, and my brother, he was tortured. Because I seen grown people, teachers, make fun of my brother, and then the teachers had the kids laughing at my brother, and he runs out the classroom crying. I was the only one who could calm my brother down and walk him back. A lot of days I wished that I did not go there and walk my brother back, especially to my mother. And you brothers and sisters gonna know this in here. Your mother, your parents, they will believe everything a grown person say. They believe it. A grown person could be lying from the bottom up. You will get that beating. You can say, I didn't do it, I didn't do it. You will get that beating. And so I tried to tell my mother. I said, we call my mother Rose. It's Rose. That teacher was making fun of Brown, and she had the other kids laughing at him. My word didn't mean diddly squat. Nothing. Nothing at all. It didn't mean nothing. So what happened? My mother beat my brother so bad till he fainted. He fainted. And I'm like, I was the one in the family that knew how to fight. But there was a scripture that always stayed in my head about a child fighting their parents. I was that child who did not fight their parents. Didn't. But, and you know what? Truthfully, and I could be, you could call me biased because that's my mother. I looked at her and said that she was under stress too. She was, and she probably, and just like anybody else, she took her stress out on us. It was 5 of us, 2 girls, 3 boys. Cheating husband, and the woman he was cheating with, lived downstairs. We lived in a project across the sidewalk. Her name was Ruby. I never forget it. Ruby used to sit up there and go over to, we used to go visit our stepfather. Go over there and she'd be laying up in the bed. Hey, funny looking woman, but just like a black man, she had hips in there. That got got my stepfather. But we always went by and visit him, as if he was our biological father, because he married my mother. It was 5 of us, and not one of us was his child. Not one. But my baby sister, he never like adopted her as his baby, because she was the baby. So I mean, I took a lot of that, and this is at a I would say 13 is when I started to put things together. At 13, I started to put things together. I'm looking at it, my mother just living out a great deal of frustration. Uh, uh, then we would say a young black woman with 5 kids living in the projects. Every other month, food stamps get cut off because they want to see this, they want to see that. And so my mother, she right here trying to figure out how she get, food to feed us or whatever. Yeah, she was about to stress. And brother, like I said, I could be biased. I could be, but I took everything into consideration at a very young age, and that's how I looked at it. But if you grew up in a project, you see some of everything. It just wasn't my mother, but whew, seeing husband come out there, my mother and father, and then my mother and stepfather, the fights out in public. It's projects. Everything happened in the projects. Everything. I seen this guy named Chicken. I seen Chicken get shot. Well, he pulled a gun out on somebody else, and he took the gun from him and shot him and killed him. We've seen everything in the project. But now, I mean, we getting older and things, and yet it's still the things that we had to contend with. And when I say we, I'm talking about Israel now. Those are just some of the things we had to contend with. There was a whole lot of other families living in the project, going through the same thing. Same thing. Mother come outside, fighting her boyfriend, clothes get torn off and everything. We've seen it. We've seen it. We been through some trauma off the top. We've been through some trauma. But then as time went on, we got older. My oldest sister, she ended up getting pregnant, having a baby. She was, I think she was like 17. And there was a whole lot more stuff that happened in our lives. But that was that curse when it's all over said and done. That was that curse. I never forget one day my mother told me, and you could, man, if you brothers would have seen it, you would like, yeah, this messed her up. I had an uncle. Truthfully, I never knew him. My mother would not let us go over their house and spend nights. We only spent nights over two different family houses. It was Ricky and his sisters. We was, I mean, and we was just like brothers and sisters because we was always over one another's house. Period. And we came up together. So, and there was another one. Jeanette and her kids. We spent nights over there. That was it. My uncle, what my mother seen, and she said she was about 7, 8 years old. It was knocking on the door of my uncle. He lived out in the country. And nobody came to the door. So her and my uncle, the older brother, June told her to get on, he bent over and wrote, my mother got on his back so she could knock on the window. But when she got a chance to knock on the window, she seen my uncle assaulting his 3-month-old granddaughter. 3 months. My mother said she yelled and fell off of my uncle's back. And June said, "What happened? He ain't that doing so that's the baby." And my mother know who the baby was. And so my uncle grabbed my mother and they started running. My mother said, as she went and told, my grandmother. Now my grandmother, she'll take a glass bottle and go after them. She didn't play. She did not play that. She didn't. My grandmother was that one who took the lead in the family. She did not play that. She would not, and I'm sorry, and that's another person we spent the night at my grandmother's house. All of us, never all of my first cousins, we always at our grandmother's place. And so as time went on, we kind of find out that my uncle, some of his daughters had his kids. And I'm like, my older sister, she knew about that stuff. I didn't. She knew of them. I didn't. And I'm like, ooh wee. I was like, no, no. My mother didn't play that. I'm talking about going over there visiting, much less talking about spending the night. If somebody died over there, say a prayer, we keep it moving. My mother didn't even go to the funeral. She didn't. She did not even go to the funeral. Let any one of them die. She knew there was some mental issues going on, and my uncle had something to do with it. He had grandkids. That was his kids. Now that's messed up, brothers. That's messed up. But this is the type of trauma. This is the type of fight that Israel went through. Oh, you want to talk about slave? You talking about the slave master and everything? Oh, yeah, no. Some of our people did that too. And don't get me wrong, because I mean, brothers and sisters, I'm gonna just say it like this. Now, don't take it as curse word. Don't take it as curse word. Take it as in conversation. Where do you think motherfucker come from? Where do you think that word comes from? Go look in the slave thing and see what they did. In order to increase their stock, they forced a little boy, 13 years old, 15 years old, to have sex with his mother. Now, you take a 13-year-old and you forcing him to do something his body is not ready for. So now, but you got this, you force this boy's body into something that he can't handle. Now, what do you think he's going to do when his body starts coughing? When he got used to something? If he got a little sister over there, see, now this is how this nonsense starts, brothers and sisters. This is how it starts. He just looking for a means to an end. And now the means to an end, and today's, is absolutely just downright the money. That's what it is. It's the money. You want to talk about a trial? Shalom, Sister Monica. These are the trials and tribulation, at least from my side of my uncles. Whew. Whew, good night. Now, we did have an incident in our family, and it was my sister's husband, brother. He assaulted his own two kids, along with my nephew. Now, I know he wish he would, he regret. He's on the run right down to this very day, and that happened some years ago. That happened some years ago. Me and my brother, we flat out just don't. We don't even entertain that. You talking? You try to love some babies? We love babies. Shalom, brother Ricky. Shalom, brother Dylan. Yes, we we always love babies. And like when my niece came into the world, yeah, she was spoiled. She was spoiled until she got grown. Or not even grown, became a teenager. But when he assaulted my nephew, I wasn't woken in. No, I was not. I was a vengeful Negro. That's where I was. And I knew exactly how to fight. And my sister's husband knew exactly about me and my brother. He had his brother on the run. He had him on the run. He knew he could not stay in one place. The only reason it slowed down because my brother ended up catching the case. He went to prison. I moved to Chicago. That's the only reason they slowed down. And right down to this very day, we still don't know where his brother is living at. And if you think that was something just because over my nephew, it's the little girls that get it worse. They get it worse. And just for a moment. Okay, all right. Okay. And so the hold on. When I speak about this the trials and tribulations that we have gone through, and I'm quite sure. I know you brothers and sisters always hear me speak about Brother Ricky. When Brother Ricky and me speak, we talk about the projects. Oh no, he speak. I know exactly. It's like I can visualize where he's living at because He say some things. I know exactly what he's talking about. So I mean, when you're looking at that atmosphere and all those people, trust and believe, there's going to be some unnecessary nonsense that went down in the projects. No matter what you're thinking. Although we didn't know who we were, all we knew we were just black people. That's all we ever knew. That's all I ever knew. That's all. But truthfully, we did not even recognize we was in the fight for our lives. And we still are. You just had to sit, I mean, truthfully, if you just sit back and any one of you all can look at this and say, why is things so rough for us? And we thinking that it's just shalom, Brother Robert. You thinking, you saying, why is everything always rough for us? You thinking it's just your family. But then you may look at another black family and they going through what they going through. And we just kept asking that question. You know, why is things so hard? And we always had a desire. No, when I get grown, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And a lot of us, we went out to do it. We went out to change our lives to better ourselves, only to find we were still being tormented. We were still being tormented. Although you may went to college, got your degree, got you a good job, found you a good wife, had some beautiful kids, you still got that trauma going on. Still had that trauma. It may not be with you directly, maybe in your brother, your sister. You still had that trauma. You still had it. We was fighting, and didn't even realize what we was fighting for. Or who was coming up against us. How many of y'all knew that? Let's say. Back in the mid 70s, mid to I would say from 75 to 80, no, I better not ask that one. You better not do that one. I'm gonna leave that one alone. But it's the trauma, the fighting, and all that is what we had to contend with. And it just wasn't the fact that we fighting against you're right, so it's fighting for 400 years. We wasn't fighting against just the Gentiles, or what we call them. Well, I say that on that. The white people. We had to fight within our own community. The only thing different about our community and when we was fighting, but at least back then, we made up. That's what we did. We made up. I mean, you right back on it, boom. Then you get into a fight again, you right back friends again, and things of that nature. That was our generation. You can't say that now. Because you do something to somebody right now, they'll wait 2 years and then come walk on back up to you. And you remember me? That's the last words you want to hear. And then they would take your life. They will hold on to a grudge. As a matter of fact, they could have been the one who started the fight, but you just beat them up. You know? But what we went through, yeah, it was a battle. It was a fight. You get grown. It's still a battle. It's still a fight. The only thing that's going to change about it is you may have kids to fight for or grandkids to fight for, or just maintaining your family, or you find out something hideous happening in your family, and now you're trying to rectify who did what with things of that nature. And then you have some families say, hey, what's done in this family stays in this family. You better not bring that to me. Don't come to me talking about what stays in this family. No, I don't work that way. I do not work that way at all. I do not work that way. Shoot, you can get you some get some what they call it, olive oil. I'll be drinking it down like it's beer because my lips going to be very slippery. I'm gonna tell everybody, hey, no, this is what happened. Boom. No, But I'm saying these things because I'm sorry, let me see what this cat just says. Who, sister, sister cat. Mm. We do not have the luxury of a true shalom in Babylon. Can I get an amen? Can y'all walk with me? Woo, that's I'm telling you, that is so true. And I don't care how much money you claim you got. I don't care how big your house may be. You're not going to have a true shalom in Babylon. Now, there was a discussion, man. I'm gonna change the subject. I'm gonna work myself on that about this Shabbat. And I reasoned this way. Now, what are you saying? You know, it was reasonable and it sounds true. And the brother was saying, you know, the brother that's celebrating the Shabbat on every Saturday doing it wrong. And I'm like, but how do you know that, brother? So he goes to the script and he says this, he showed this, and he gave me a calendar to show me about the new moon. Everything starts with new moon. He said, y'all, I mean, y'all. He said, they going by the you know, the Europeans calendar. All right, cool. So we kept on. I said, I understand your reason, and I see what you're saying. I said, but this is the thing. How can you have a true Shabbat while you're in captivity? How can you have a true Shabbat when you're in captivity? Now, if you're saying this is what we should be doing on the Shabbat, because it's supposed to change. It's not always on what they call Saturday. So I said to the brother, I said, you know what? What you're saying, it makes sense and it sounds logical. I think it's true. But captivity, captivity. If you're talking about the Shabbat, let's just say the new moon is today. Let's just today. And 6 days later, 7 days later is your Shabbat. And it may land on a Thursday. Your Shabbat starts on a Thursday. Listen to this. When you're in captivity, and 90% of the times, our brothers and sisters go out to work, right? Can you go on your job and tell them every Thursday, this is my Shabbat, I can't work on it? Do you think you'll be employed? So I said, brother, you're gonna have to reason. So now, if this is the way it's set up in that world, we have to respect that world. That world is upon the judgment. Brothers don't have that luxury to, you know, the Shabbat is on this month is on Mondays, all Mondays, and things of that nature. I said, now, you really truly think you telling them they're wrong? I said, I can't tell them that they're wrong. I cannot do that. Not with a good conscience when you're in captivity. I don't care if you're in Africa, you're still in captivity. You're in captivity. That's another trauma, truthfully. That's another trauma. Captivity, the Gregorian calendar. And so, I mean, what the brother's saying, you know, I seen truth in what he was saying, and I understand his reasoning. And but at the same time, it's not that I'm looking for an excuse to say, hey, every 7 days, you know, on this particular day is a rest day. Truthfully, I call it grace. That's what I call it, grace. Until the Most High takes us up out of Babylon and put us in our place where we will have a better understanding of all of our holy days. We're going to know it. We're going to know those things. But right now, we're moving according to a system that is not ours. We've been humbled, humiliated in a system that is not of us, that is not for us, that is against us off the top. That's where we're at. And the more we understand it, and I try to stay away from telling brothers and sisters they're wrong. Because I do remember there was one conversation that, well, not conversation, what conversation? Jacob was saying, and I always had that mentality. I said, truthfully, brothers and sisters, you're not going to have it down pat. You're not. Not only are we 400 years away from our 400 years away from losing our heritage. No, it started way before the end. It started way before the end. Islam, Christianity. No, we started to lose that way before that 400 years. Hmm. And so we you say, bro. Mhm. We are we still finding out. I think the best. I mean, the best thing thus far is the fact that we woke. Now we know who we are. We understand why we are in a predicament that we are in, and some of the things that was happening to us as a child. We understand. Now, brother, you said, in my opinion, some of us are really self-right. Oh my goodness, brother Ricky, mm, mm, mm. And don't allow grace to our brother. I guess keep it simple. 6 days of work, 7 days Shabbat. There you go. No matter if you start on Wednesday. And brothers and sisters, I mean, like I said, captivity, this is their system. And this is one thing the Most High is doing for the system. He's giving them their respect. He's giving them their respect. That's what he's giving them. All right, this is what this is your system. Okay, no problem. I put my people in your hands. It's no problem. I got my people covered. You don't have the foggiest idea of how I got my people covered. Oh yes, the Shabbat. No, they're not doing it right, but they showing me an effort that they want to do it right. Hey, and that's that right there. That right there within itself, or showing the Most High what you want to do. That right there is touching his heart. And a lot of brothers and sisters are doing it. If it's going to be 6 days on and 7 day rest, they showing that effort to fall in line with his laws. Shalom, shalom, Sister Yvonne. And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. And the brothers that say, hey, this is a day of the feast days. I'm not knocking brothers. Now there's some brothers that say it was what is that, like Kwanzaa, and I mean brothers, I'm not at that point right now. Or like some say Kwanzaa, it's like around Christmas. The fact that it's somewhere close to Christmas, that wait a minute, hold on now. I mean, but this is what I've seen the Rev 929 people going, and I get weary about anything that they do. I do. I do. I mean, shucks. I get weary about stuff they do because they still follow the Talmud, and things of that nature. And I know that Talmud is what got us in trouble. We started dealing with some of the laws they wrote that the Most High did not approve of. But due to our forefathers' sinfulness, they got dealt with too. And they got dealt with, but we got the brunt Don't get me wrong. Mm. Israel was always fighting Israel. Israel was always fighting Israel. You had the north and the south, and they was going at it. That was when you want to talk about brother killing brother. Ain't nothing. The scripture says there's nothing new up under the sun. Black on black crime. That's what they call it now. So we, people on this live, we call it Israel on Israel, and it's really Judah on Judah. That's what it's going to boil down to being, because they really got to us. They got to us. They did. They got to us. Let it be rap. All I'm talking about how bad they were. One of them said, in one of his rap, he was talking about, you want to battle the Almighty God, well, you want to battle me. That's that dumb stuff that we were coming up with. And when the sisters, they were getting into the rap, I'm your number one B. They didn't know they was cursing themselves. They did not know that they was cursing themselves. We were right back at it. The fight of your life. And a lot of stuff, the fight for your life, we brought up on ourselves. When you call yourself a dog, you just cursed yourself, because a dog is an unclean animal. You curse yourself. That curse got to flow through. That curse is just not going to sit dormant. I'm going to let you ride. I'm going to let them ride. You're going to get dealt with. Call your sisters call themselves a bee, you will get dealt with. That's a female dog. You're going to get dealt with. Of your own words. Of your own words. Whether you know this or not, you're going to get dealt with. That curse was something. That curse was across the board. You was not going to escape anything about that curse. You was not. Whether you have full-blown knowledge or not, you was not going to escape those curses. The Most High would never be made to be a liar. That's the battle that we had. A lot of us didn't know it until recently, or maybe like 10 years ago. But when you recognize and the Most High spoke to you, you're like, hey, read this here. You read that. I mean, that it's as if somebody went into the Bible and stuck chapter 28, the whole chapter in the Bible. I've been going to church or Jehovah's Witness, Hall since before I even started going to school. That's how long I've been in it. As long as I've been in school, and I know a lot of you brothers and sisters probably going back and forth to church and things with your parents and stuff since you was a child. I'm just trying to figure out how in the world that I did not see this here. What they was teaching me when I'm reading the scriptures, you know what's in my mind? A white Moses or a white Jesus. Although Jehovah's Witnesses did not have an image on the wall of a white Jesus, but you go into their books. Oh, they made him. They think they trying to put a little. What's the word? Make him look more like they want to call it Turkish. That's what I'm gonna call it. Turkish people. Yeah. Because I say Arab, the true Arabs were black. They were black. So in my mind, when I'm reading the Bible, that's what's in my and wow. I mean, brothers and sisters, when the Most High said that Ashatan has misled the entire inhabited earth, I was one of them. I was one. I was misled because when I read, all I'm seeing is a group of white people. But I'm looking at Africa, it's full of black people. somebody dominated somebody to get in order to get in there. How do you have all of those black people there? And then in the Bible that we had was a green Bible. And in that Bible, this is one thing that stuck out with me when I was a child. And they had some little small dinosaurs in the back of it and thing, like, in certain parts of Africa. But it had the Garden of Eden. It was somewhere, they had a question mark, and it was located somewhere in the eastern part of Africa. And it had a question mark. That right there always stood out with me. I said, the Garden of Eden is in Africa. But it didn't dawn on me that, hey, all the people on the continent is black. It's just like, went right over my head. Went right over my head. But then I recall a scripture. Well, paraphrasing, when the Most High was telling Daniel to seal it up until the time of the end. And here we are. Time of the end, the awakening of his people. We have always been some religious people. That's one thing about us. We have always been some religious people. We was twisted, but religious. We knew that there was a powerful being much greater than ourselves. We knew that. I know back in the days, I was in the 90s. I used to Google this all the time. I was there. What race of people is the most religious people? And it would say Black/African Americans. That's what it was saying. You can't find that now, but it would say that, which I already kind of figured it, because Black people was going to church back in the days every Sunday. Oh, don't mention nothing about no Easter. Oh man, please. You think that they got their Sunday best on for Easter. And then this is what we did. We did this along with the Most High's blessing of being awakened. And like I was saying earlier, brothers, when I read that in the book of Deuteronomy 28, I was floored. I was like, wait a minute. I mean, are you joking me? How is it this been in the Bible for this long and I didn't know it? It wasn't meant for me to know this back then. It wasn't meant for any one of you to know it back then. Maybe a few knew of that. But that spirit was not strong, and the Most High did not want it strong enough because it was not that time. Now, what do you have now? Now it's a totally different story. Totally different story. That awakening is like, hey, wait a minute. You mean to tell me this? Well, yeah. People and these brothers, sisters, we rising up. We're rising to the occasion. Now, if you think we was, although we was misled in Christendom and Islam, there's no misleading here. Well, let me say it this way. Yeah, some brothers have some different understanding about some things. But let's just speak of the awakening as a whole. We know who we are. Now, some brothers may have understand on some teaching and things that would table that and leave that to the Most High. But when we started to awake, because don't get me wrong, brothers and sisters, my awakening, it started with what do they call a camp. I never went to a camp and things of that nature. Shalom, Theola. Shalom, sister. I never went to a camp, but I ran into a mother and son, and they was the first one. And I was saying some scripture. Like, wait, no, I understand what you're saying, but they had a whole lot of heat that came with it. They had a lot of heat. They was like, they had some, they like, they get the word, they can go out there and fight Gentile. They out there fighting. And I'm talking about the mother too. So that's the only thing that I had a drawback. Coming up to Jehovah's Witnesses, and don't get me wrong. They Jehovah's Witnesses are peaceful people. We get along in love, and so and so this and so that. Let me tell you something now. I was not that one. They thought I was, because I pretty much kept to myself. I did. But you let a child mess with me, and I ain't did nothing to him. I was a mess. I would go to school and beat up some kids, give them a black eye, knock at their door, talk about the wash tower in a way for 15 cents. I was a mess. I never forget. Knocked at this boy house. I didn't know he lived there. He come to the door with a black eye and everything. And I beat the boy up Friday, and he come to the door with a black with a thing on a black eye and everything. I'm at the door with a wash towel on the way, with my shirt and tie on and everything. I was a mess. I was a mess. And but that's the dumb stuff we did as kids. At least I did, and things of that nature. But with this awakening, um, it will push you. It will push you back to think, because if you go back from your awakening, when you realize who you were, it's just like you born all over again. Period. Sister Pixie does. Shalom. It's like it's a whole different meaning. It's a whole different meaning. And it's a beautiful thing, I kid you not, because when you wake up and you find out who you are, you're not a Christian, you're not Islam. Oh, you know exactly what role you own. And can't nobody shake you off of it, because you was misled one time. This time, oh no, it's not. In those misleading days, man, you kick rocks with that nonsense. And that's our determination. Because we always had a determination, but we was proven false to our worship. Our worship was, see churches, they all had a small amount of truth, but had a whole lot of lies too. A lot of lies. We was out here telling, you know what? We ain't gonna pursue money. We just gonna love Jesus. Our reward is in the heavens and things of that nature. We believe it. When I say we believe it, we believe it. It was the white kids. It was those winners. They was on their way out. They was going to college. The black ones, send them here trying to work, get it. You going for a job interview with a shirt and tie on at McDonald's. Yeah, they got us. They got us. I never forget. I talked to one of my friends. She's no longer with us, and we came out of school together. And at this time, I think we were just like turning 30, and she was pissed. She was pissed. I went down south to visit, and she said, "Mike, DD brother, they taught us that going to college was worldly. Everything about black people being a witness was worldly." And I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm talking about. But the sister said they taught us, that pursuing a career was worldly. We believed that stuff. We did. Well, but they believed it more so. I went to trade school. I was not playing with it. I was not going to college. I was not going to go to college for another 4 years, and I just got out of high school. No, not me. I'll go to trade school and go to work. That was just my get up. So at the age of 30, a lot of the kids around my age, they started going back to college. They went to college rather in their 30s, and they started getting a degree. They started going to college, became now like these high-end nurses and things of that nature. Went out to getting X-ray technician and all that. They hit it hard. The white kids was already doing it. The ones we grew up with. But I'm gonna tell you how the trauma affected, I'm gonna say, Jehovah's Witness kids. And it's not, I'm not just gonna be sitting here just like I'm down them. No, I'm not gonna down them. Everything about Black people being a Jehovah's Witness was like this. And also things having this. I mean, back in those days, this here, you was not having a beard. If you had a beard, you was not giving a talk. You wasn't even doing a Bible reading. You weren't even carrying a microphone. You were just sitting down. Well, brother, hey, we are, and it is a fact. You brothers, and you all know how we are. We don't like to be, what's the word? Predictable. We don't like to be too much complacent. We like to change things up, get a different feel for different things, get a different style about something. And I think that's just our makeup. But everything growing up as a Jehovah's Witness was about worldly. When the Jerry curls came out, oh my goodness. The Jerry curls, some brothers came in with the Jerry curls, and they had the Jerry curls hanging down to their collar. I said, brother, they're going to, hey, you're being worldly, brother. You need to, trim that down or something, And some brothers just flat out, they would not let him give a talk because they said he was setting a bad example for the young ones. And so, brothers, and I know I'm gonna say this here. You all remember New Edition when they first came out, Candy Girl and all this stuff, all those. And you all, when New Edition became like, it was like getting up in age, like teenagers, put it that way, teenagers. When they had the shag at the back, I know some of you brothers will remember. They had the shag, but they had the waves and everything, but they had the shag at the back. Some of the young brothers started wearing shags. Elders in the congregation pulled them to the side. You being worldly, you being like the world. Until one time, the sisters, they it wasn't that they came together. I think they just started coming to who they were, who they are. And they started letting their hair grow. They got away from the perm. Oh, what they do that for? What did they do that for? They got away from that perm, hair coming out, pulled the brother to the side. Her husband was a ministerial servant, one step from an elder. And she was a regular pioneer. She was a regular pioneer. When I say regular pioneer, it's as if, what mean as if? She was spending at least 30 hours a month in field service or not, ministering. That was her obligation to do every month, 30 hours a month. Yeah, because it used to be 60, 30. So what had happened was, she wanted to go natural. Those brothers were used to that perm. They were used to that perm. They say, hey, your wife, she getting into the world. And the brother was like, so what do you mean? She's at, she's wearing a fro. And the brother was like, well, they wore froze back in the 70s, brother. I don't see a problem with that. But brother, you can't handle it. We got to remove your wife from being a regular pioneer. She's not setting a good example for the young sisters. And then, and maybe this can hinder your position as a minister, sir. Oh my goodness. I'm the last Negro that should have heard that. Whoo! But that's how they, I mean, at least they used to get down. They used to do this. Everything that we did was worldly. But a white brother I knew when I was a child, he came in there with a beard all the time. They didn't mess with him. They did not mess with him. But a black brother, shoot, your mustache gonna stop right here. You better not let it go past it. You go down like this, no. You think you shaft? Shalom, Sister Melody. But when I say that the stipulations and things of that nature, when it comes down to coming up as a Jehovah's Witness, we was up under some things. We were. And it's not to talk about Jehovah's Witnesses, but it's something that I've seen that I felt that, I mean, well, you know, felt. It was a stipulation that you put against black people. And I'm gonna tell you where they got that where they said well, before I say that, I was living in Evanston with this white sister. And she said, and so they were talking about how brothers should be dressed during the wintertime in the field ministry. Black brothers, Chicago, 11 degrees. Frankly, I'm not knocking in nobody's house, not knocking in nobody's door at 11 degrees. 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna even get me out the house. I'll call somebody. Why are you going out there house? Did you have some brothers out there knocking on doors? And they had their skull cap on. They had their gloves on and everything. These brothers had a meeting, discussion, and telling brothers they need to be mindful of how they're looking in the ministry. So this one white sister said this. Now, mind you, I'm sitting there too. I'm sitting across the aisle from her. And she said this. Oh, I mean, older woman, can you imagine a black brother coming up to your door with a skull cap on? Oh my God, I think I would call the police. I looked at her and I was, I'm gonna tell you what my mind, what I was thinking. I said, nigga, you married to a Negro. She married to a black man. And it was some sisters in there. I looked over, I looked at her sharp, and she said that, and I'm just looking at all like, are you stupid? Are you stupid? But everything about us was worldly or criminal. And I'm talking about people who never went to jail. These are some of the things I have seen coming up as Jehovah's Witness. And now, they call me an apostate. And I came back on them. I said, no, I said, it's a person who do not believe in Yahushua. So, y'all trying to word this around an organization where you call the faithful and discreet slaves. They have their parishioners believing in them more than the Most High. When you can sit up and say that, when the Most High tell you should not eat blood, and many of us know this. Now, but they came out with an article that gave them the permission to eat a medium rare steak, and you cannot tell them that they eat them. You cannot tell them they're eating blood, but you can take a white piece tissue, put it, boom, you see the red? They call it juices. They call it juices. And it has misled a lot of our brothers and sisters right down to this very day. But then, like I told my mother, I said, hey, who are you going to believe? I said, you're going to believe Jehovah in his word that's in the Bible, or are you going to do what man said? Well, Jehovah God put the faithful and discreet slaves in position. No, that's what they told you. That's what they told you. And they came out with a letter saying it is imperative that Jehovah's Witnesses listen to the faithful and discreet slaves. Now, they and other religions, they're in for a very rude awakening very, very soon. And a lot of our parents, in our 70s, and I'm quite sure you all know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like there's a way about them that just like, it don't make sense to go back and forth arguing with your parents about if you cannot reason without getting upset. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Anytime you speak about the Bible to your family members, you will always Yahushua said, when there's 2 or 3 gathered in my name, there I am in their midst. Believe it. Guess who else is there? Whispering in somebody's ear. Because when you start talking about the scriptures and you start bringing out points, somebody gets upset, you better rest assured the devil is there. And when you start to recognize that there is a change of attitude, gradually work yourself from that conversation, because we're not here to make nobody upset. We have not been giving that authority. Why they make them upset? Tell them the truth. They get upset. That's going to be on them. I think we leave them in peace. We come in peace. We leave in peace. Shalom, brother AJ. But I notice when we talk about scriptures, people get upset. There's a bad spirit in the air. We're going to have to recognize that. We have a battle continually. Our battle will come to a rest. I ain't gonna say it to a rest. Our battle won't be as hard as it is now. Once the Most High removes us from under the devil's atmosphere, just like Sister Kathy said earlier, we have not truthfully had a day of shalom, day of peace. We haven't. Everything about us is like, it's a struggle, because we're battling principalities. Shalom, Sister Patricia. Shalom. I bet you did, sister. I bet you had experienced that. It's like the devil knows. You know what, brothers and sisters? Let me say this. For Sister Patricia, this goes to you too. This is a question. Before you are awakening, did you all and your family members have all of this, these type of confrontation when it came down to the scriptures? Did you all have as much confrontation about the scriptures that when you was also in religion? Did you? I know for a fact, if you did, it was a minor one, and people got over, you move on. That was it. But for the vast majority of you, I know for a fact. Now you gonna say no, because you're always on the same totem pole. There you go. You was on the same totem pole. But now, when these scriptures, when the Most High opened up your eyes, Sister Patricia, Brother AJ, Brother Dylan, Sister Melody, I mean, all of you, Brother Ricky, when he opened up your eyes and now you seeing scriptures, you're like, wait a minute, am I the only one? You go, I never forget, I was talking to Brother Ricky. He's like, man, when I found out that I was Israel, he said, man, you couldn't keep my mouth shut. He said, I was trying to tell any and everybody. I was doing the same thing. It wasn't that I was out there trying to change my friend's religion. I just wanted them to recognize, hey, this is you. That's all I was that's all I wanted them to see. This is us. Woo. All now, Sister Viola, you look here, sister. She said, I have been physically attacked by my preacher's brother. Sister, mhm. Did you flip the brother? Uh-uh. Because see, this is the thing, sis. People they take they get into these scriptures and they become violent. And they're not even recognizing that they're being used by the devil. That's the thing. What? When you're getting upset about the scriptures, you're allowing the devil to get into you. Now, if a brother is telling truth, I mean, if you have any type of concern, and and let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you just sitting there listening, you taking it all in, always pray to the Most High and ask Him, teach me if this is the truth. The Most High is not going to leave you in the lurch. If there's a question mark, you will leave in peace. You will leave in peace if there's a question mark. But if it's the truth, yeah, you want to accept it. I said, all right, I got you. I see what you're saying. I see your reasoning in the scriptures and things of that nature. Yes. Wait a minute, brother. Have you heard about Babylon is shutting down probably Saturday? You better be ready. It's going to affect us all. What's supposed to shut down? You know, my news is, so I mean, you know, um, they're trying to blow my message. No, I mean, oh, the government. Oh, no, um, hmm. It's always one thing after another. Now, at first they were looking, oh my goodness. At first they was looking for some nuclear warheads. Now they about to shut the government down. So when they shut the government down, they gonna stop looking for the nuclear bombs. Hey, I mean, I'm just asking a question. Shalom, Sister Zenobia. Yes, sister, I felt the same way like you, sister. I thought they'd be excited to learn that and thing. Nope, that was not the case. Because you know what, sister, is this. We are scared. We have a fear, rather, of being separated from the church. I'm gonna say the church. We feel that we may be talked about, bullied, and things of that nature. That's a fear. I sat back and I thought about it, and I said, "Wait a minute, this is so and so." You know, I had to make it. I had to make a decision. Yeah, it's always a distraction, sister. Yes, I mean, I mean, hmm. They told me they go shut down, shut down the government and thing. All right, they gonna stop looking. They gonna stop looking for the bombs. Okay, tell me how that go work for you. Boy, I tell you, these people so crazy. I mean, hey, but you know what, Sister Kathy? I'm gonna go back to it. They just like us. We used to be the same way. We used to be the same way. We didn't know which way we need to go. Now we know exactly which way we need to go. They are in our shoes, right as we speak. They are in our shoes. They don't know which way to go. They slew-footed. Anybody know anything about slew-footed? I mean, you would think they had two left shoes on. They don't know which way to go. Slew-footed. Like a chicken drunk, that's how they walking. A drunk chicken that's slew-footed. They so messed up, it don't make sense. It doesn't make sense how bad they are going about because they don't have a clue. But we here on this race, and in this race, I mean, if any of you ever boxed before, I boxed for like 20 years. Ooh, that's a workout. Oh, and don't miss a couple of training sessions and things. Whew, you get into a fight, you better knock them on out. You best knock them out because it will wear you out. That is a true workout. Period. That is a true workout. And I used to wear like body weight and then put the weight vest on, and I had the ankle weights, but I had them on my wrist on both sides of them. Oh, that was a workout. The same things apply. This is a fight for your life. And yes, you will have your family members, who already said it. He already warned us. He said you're going to be talked about. He already told us you're going to be talked about. And now we start to understand all the things that he was talking about. But we was in the church. We was in the church and we like, oh, that ain't gonna happen with me. All my family's in this church. Now we seeing something totally different. We understanding things totally different. Now we saying, wait a minute. Wait. Now those scriptures now they hitting hard. They hitting hard. Because now you step out of religion to your true calling of who you are. Now those scriptures they have another meaning, a deeper meaning, because now you understand what those scriptures mean. Oh yes, I mean you done stepped away from Baptist, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventists, or you name it, we cheated. Boom. You stepped away from it. And now when Yahushua's saying that you're going to be hated by your own mother, your own father, your brother, your sister. How many of you been hated by your own family? Oh, they're gonna talk about you. They're going to talk about you. They put out a letter, and Jehovah's Witnesses saying, wanting the brothers to be on the watch for this new rising religious group, Black Hebrew Israelites. Ain't that about a trip? They got it on the radar. Well, yeah, I got you on this, Zenobia. Yeah, I do. Um, we starting to understand it. Now, mind you, now, brothers and sisters, this is not to say that I'm saying that your family member is going to be destroyed if they don't hop on this, you know, make the needed change. It may not be that time for them. It may not be. Shalom, Sister Jackie. It may not be that time for their awakening. It may not be. But the fact that you laid a seed and in their head, yeah, she called herself a Black Hebrew Israelite. Yeah, Sister Zenobia, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's my daughter, that's my sister, or whatever. But yeah, she lost her mind. Yeah, she over there talking about these scriptures here, talking about Jesus is Yahushua and things of that. See, Sister Zenobia, when they can relate your conversation, you lay the seed, sister. You lay the seed. Because trust and believe. When the Most High wake his people up, they're going to wake up for things that you put in them already. But you know what? She did say this here, and then she said that there, and then shoot, let me get my sister on the phone. Let me call my cousin on the phone. Let me call Brother Dylan. Oh yeah, he did say this. She did say that. I don't think you're not leaving seeds. Because when you that one scripture that you may share with them, and that's the one that gets them upset, that's the one you left the seed with. That's the seed. When they get upset, I don't care what the devil's talking about. Kick rocks. We all know that. He can kick rocks. Yeah, he's going to get inside of here. Yes, he is. Off the top. Off the top, it's going to happen. But when they remember that one scripture that you got, and that's the one that made them upset, that's the one that took seed. That's the one that is germinating. It's Germany, because that's the one she go talk to her friends about you about. You don't even realize that she's witnessing the same thing that you was witnessing to her about. She went into somebody about by means of gossip. Let me tell you something. You cannot outrun the Most High. You cannot. You cannot outrun Him. He will use your own lips against you. When they get upset over a scripture that you left with them, you did what you're supposed to do. Leave in peace. That's what you do. Trust and believe. They're going to come back to you. They're going to come back to you off the top. They're going to come back to you. Your family is brothers and sisters. I mean, I leave condemnatory talk. I leave that to the Most High. He knows exactly who He's going to discipline, who He's going to destroy, and who He's going to save. I cannot sit there and say, "Oh, you're gonna get destroyed. You're gonna get destroyed." I can't say that. That's not for me to do. I am out of line calling death down on somebody. The Most High did not give us that power to do that. He didn't. And so that type of talk, I don't think they need to be coming from any flesh and blood. What was his name? It was one of the kings of Israel, and he was sacrificing babies to Molech. The Most High seen something in him. I mean, wait, well, you know what? Let's bring it up today, more closer to us. Let's go about Saul. Saul was killing his own brothers, Israelite brothers. He was killing them because they was following Yahushua, killing them. Stephen, go take them on out of here. They killed him. Paul overseeing his execution. Did the Most High take Paul out of here? He was misguided, though. That's all it was. Because Yahushua knew he gonna pay for his sins, whether he wants to or not. He's going to pay for them, but he will understand the struggles of truth. And Yahushua said, "Hey, it is I." And because Paul, he already had a zeal for the truth, but he was misguided, just like the rest of us. We was all in religion at one time. Were we not? We just like Paul, just like him. Only thing about it, we read the scripture, bam, bam. The Most High opened it up for us, just like Paul. On Paul seen a bright light, and he had a conversation with Yahushua. We did the same thing. When the Most High woke you up, some of you all, I heard their spirits haven't heard a small voice. I did too. I kid you not. But I tell you, it's real. It's real. It's real. When the Most High wake you up, oh yeah, you know it. He did the same. He woke Paul up. Paul didn't even recognize that he was asleep until Yahushua woke him up to the real truth. He always knew he was Israel. I mean, he granted, but he woke him up. You are the Father's son? Yes, I am. Just telling you that for the longest. But you didn't believe. You out here killing your own brothers because you was misled. It was not that time for you to understand who I came in to represent. It was not for him to understand at that time. But when the Most High looked down and said, "All right, it's time for him to wake up. We will use him." And when he woke up, what happened? They started treating him like the rest of Yahushua's followers. Same thing happened with us, brothers and sisters, right down to this very day. The same thing. You've been hated by your own people. family members, even people in the streets. Same thing that has happened to Yahusha. He said it's going to happen to us. You're going to be hated by your mother, your brother, your sister, your father, your friends. Ooh, you did. All right, there you go, sister. Yeah. And it seemed like Deuteronomy 28 is a revival of us, period. That's the scripture everybody goes to. That's that one. And then even if you give it to some people, their spirit ain't right. That's the reason why they're not ready to receive. Because one, then not Yahusha said, unless my Father draws you to me, you will not believe. So at that time, I mean, sister, when it gets to that, when it gets to individual, the Most High has not drawn that person to Him yet. That's the reason why, that's one of the reasons why I said it don't make sense for us to be getting into heated arguments. It doesn't. Because, I mean, they don't see it. Hey, all right. You come in peace, you leave in peace. Leave in peace. It ain't their time yet. Because when their time come, they're going to be on that phone with you, Sister Viola. Girl, and you was telling me about this scripture. I did not believe that, girl, until I said so and so. And your friend, you be like, girl, yeah, I understand. Yeah. Oh, girl, it's a wonderful thing to be woke. They go talk your ears off. They're gonna be so happy that they woke up. But it gets to be the Most High's doing. Period. He knows exactly who he needs to wake up. He knew the awakening for each and every last one of us was not late. And some people awakening just might be the day of, I'm gonna say this, man, I don't mean no disrespect to nobody. The second Exodus. Some just may wake up on that same day, that day right there. What? Oh my goodness. They woke up. The Most High can wake anybody up at any given time, any given moment. That's His business. That's His business. And that's the beauty of it, brothers. That is the beauty of it. This is just my understanding, brothers. I think the Most High said that He's going to wake His people up right. And I was talking to a brother, and he was saying that may apply to Israel. I don't see it that way, and I talked to other brothers, and they see it from this direction. I know I've spoken to you brothers and sisters about this great falling away, which I really believe that it's talking about our brothers and sisters falling away from religion, period. I call it, and I seriously believe that is the great falling away, because we're a remnant. I mean, when I say remnant, I'm talking about we're a small number that's woke. And if you look at the percentages of African Americans in religion, and I'm talking about Islam and Christianity, our numbers are large, and I seriously believe that great falling away is going to happen with Christendom. It's going to happen with Christendom and Islam, and I can see major events happening with that falling away. With that falling away, brothers and sisters, let's understand falling away. If I'm gonna say this just to, if all Black people globally walked away, whether it's walked away with an awakening from all religion, All religion. What else is walking away, brothers and sisters, besides that human being? What else is walking away out that door? Think about it for a moment. What else is walking out that door globally besides individuals? What else is it? Come on, Sister Theola. I know you know. Brother Dylan, I know you know. Sister Kathy, I know y'all know. What else is walking out that door? I got to get my Jeopardy music on here thing. You're getting kind of close, Brother Dylan. But it's something else that's walking out that door. It's something else. And especially, you have brother, you have a mother and thing. What that's true. And I got our people, but what else? There's something that will be leaving out of these churches across the board. And it's going to kill them. It's going to kill them. I mean, it's going to wreck the whole world. What is it? Now you said Rome. All you gotta do is think about Rome, Christianity. Oh, Sister Pixie. Money. That money. You're right. There's a lot of money in those churches. Oh, yeah. I mean, the Ruach, yeah, you know, you might, yeah, the Holy Spirit will be leaving out. I mean, you know, boom. But it's that money. And if that you leaving out, I ain't gonna say you, we, our people, leaving out in bulk, that's a major depression for the churches. Did not the scripture say that Babylon would experience a great tribulation? Brother AJ, if you own a church, you got 50,000 members, loyal members. And let's just say half of them left. That money, man, please. AJ, you might have to get you a smaller church. You got half of your members gone. 25,000 gone. To which they ain't coming back. They ain't coming back. You gotta find you a smaller house. A smaller house because you know this place is too big, bruh. That same scenario applies to any type of religion, and that's including Islam. That money is going to go right along with it. That is a tribulation for the church. Sister Melody, she says, some, if not most of those pastors guilt their congregation into paying tithes and offering. Truthfully, tithes is not money. It's food. That's what that is. They flipped it to money. That's what they did. And they did. You know, they'll give triple, you know, and things of that nature. But hey, if you want to talk about some guilt tripping, come to Africa. Sister, come to Africa. They're coming. I'm serious. They be doing some things like one dude claimed to be he claimed to be floating on air until somebody busted him out. He gets upset. He did something, but he had to go to jail. Him and his wife. But they, and here in Africa, let me see, are millionaires in USD from the church. From the church. If you want to talk about being absolutely misled, because if you go into churches now, you don't find churches in the United States where a man um, is going down a woman's dress and things. You don't see that happen, at least not in public. Let's put it that way. They don't do that in public. I mean, so they do here, do things, and I'm like, dude, are you joking? That was one guy in Kenya. I'm gonna tell you something about people that can speak. If a person can speak and he can hold a conversation with people, that's a dangerous person if it's not being used in the correct way. This brother in Kenya had people starving themselves literally to death, and people would just drop it, boom, boom, boom. Kids as well. They arrested him. They arrested him, and they were saying, "What type of words is this man using on people for them to starve themselves to death?" I mean, they were starving, starving, starving until they dropped it, and they were dropping dead. You think he gave them poison to drink? Shalom to the Van Pete. You would think that he gave them poison to drink. Are you seeing this, Sister Patricia? It was, I think it was like earlier part of this year or something like that. Let me tell you something. A brother or sister that uses their voice in a way that is contrary to the Most High, when I tell you, or when, no, 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 when the Most High tells you that He loves these people of Israel, and then you can come up with your own scenario, you can come up with your own understanding, and think that I can do this to these people and things of that. No, you can't. The Most High will touch you. He will touch you. He's going to let you know exactly how much He loves these people. Don't play with these people. Don't play with these people. So now, when He says, "Touch not my anointed," He means that, and especially during this time of the end, He means that down to a T. And he's showing Himself a lot sooner than previous times. He has turned His attention back to His people. This is not that time for any one of us to be crossing brothers and sisters. Nope, this is not that time. It's a very dangerous time for an individual to think that they can do things of that nature. I know we're thinking, I'm a work in progress. All right, keep on rocking that if you want to. You know when to be quiet. You know when to be quiet. You know when to speak. And things. That was it was like a commercial. And who was it? What's that dude's name? Stomp. He did that song Stomp. Kirk Franklin. So he did this commercial, right? And he was talking about he was calling out people in the Bible. He was saying Noah was a drunk. Who else? Bathsheba. What's that Bathsheba? Was a prostitute? I don't think he used the word prostitute. I think he called her a hoe. No, no, no. He called King David. Was it a hoe or a womanizer or whatever? So I'm like, nigga. But the Most High said this about David and everybody else. Noah, yeah, they probably, I mean, you can call Noah drunk if you want to, but I mean, you gonna put some respect on his name though, and especially that of King David, because the Most High said, "Hey, my loyal servant David, my loyal servant David," and this is after he died. Pimp, you need to watch what you be saying, because now you attacking the Most High. What he was doing was he was trying to let people know, oh, the Most High understand your situation. We're a work in progress. But you don't call your forefathers out like that. That's just like me talking about Adam and Eve. You do not call out your forefathers like that. You put respect upon their name, whether they're here or not. And Hollywood can make a fool out of you. Hollywood can make a complete foolish idiot out of you if you allow them to. If you allow them to, they will do it. They will pimp you to the worst degree. Because I hope I didn't see that as something that he should have said. I really don't. Because there's a lot of them. I mean, what? Solomon, he had a lot of wives. He was disobedient. Moses, he was disobedient. At one time, the Most High wanted to strike him dead. But his wife, she got a hold to a knife, and she circumcised their son. Now, why Moses? I got to get into the depth of it. Why that eluded him, I don't know why. But the Most High, he don't play when it comes down to his rules and regulations. He does not. He gave that regulation to Abraham and passed it on down. And brothers and sisters, truthfully, we still supposed to be doing that right down to this very day when it's talking about circumcision. And the only reason I say that because I was 24 and I went and got myself circumcised. My mama didn't do this stuff. She did it for my other brothers. Well, she didn't do it for me. Because religion taught that the laws was done away with. That's what my mother said. I tell you, we can hem our kids up. You know, if it's left up to Christendom, well, no, we'll hem ourselves up. And brothers, truthfully, you brothers, on the sidebar, if you're not circumcised, it's best you go ahead and go to the doctor and get yourself circumcised. It's part of the law. It's part of the law. That's just my encouragement. I ain't gonna tell you what you got to do, but I mean, scripturally speaking, the Most High don't make mistakes. And if we hold that, we know you know what you need to do. And just keep you some pain pills and stay home for a couple of days. You'll be straight. You'll be straight. I tell you, boy, I want to cry like a newborn baby. I'm serious. But I mean, I never understood why. I mean, well, let me take the lie. I understood, you know, when my mother said, well, the scripture said that, you know, I mean, well, no, the scripture didn't say it. We was taught. It was taught that scripture, I mean, the laws are done away with. And I know, brother, I know a father and son. It's not circumcised. Oh my goodness, brother. I mean, hey, this is what happens. But I think once you come to realize that by means of this awakening, our awakening, that there are some things, especially when you come into was it Psalms 119 verses 119, chapter 25 verse 25 to 33. And David was talking about when he learned of new laws, he was quick. He was quick to obey them. He was quick. So that's one of the reasons I would say that, brothers. You want to be quick about stepping into his laws, because the more you show the Most High how you know you want to do things, you're just showing him that, hey, we're that generation who are appreciating your rules and regulations. We just need guidance to do them according to his will. That's what we need. And right now we do not have that those laws in our hearts. He hasn't put those in our hearts now. But going to Sister Kathy, yeah, some pastors are warlocks. Yeah, they're warlocks. Some of them, yeah, they are. They know exactly what they come into the church to do. They do. Now, I'm not going to be funny, brothers. So I'm going to tell you the honest God truth about this. When I say God, I'm talking about religion. Their God, lowercase g. Some years ago, I was in my 20s. And so we was walking by this, me and my buddy walking by this church. It was these big hippie sisters sitting there, they had the doors open because I knew it had to be hot. They was in there, they was up in there jumping up and down and dancing and and everything. So I said to the one of the brothers, man, and so the pastor was there and he was sweating up a storm, had a little handkerchief wiping his face and everything, Jerry curl, and he was yelling and stuff. The women, the sisters up front, they was jumping up and down and throwing and everything. And I'm like, wait a minute, and I, brother, I'm not being funny when I say this. I'm being truthful when I say this. I was in my 20s. I'm like, man, brother, are y'all seeing this? Am I by myself? What you talking about, man? I said, those are nice looking sisters up there. I said, they curvy and everything. And you gonna tell me this is not affecting that man up there on that stage? And he started laughing at me. I said, what? These women are jumping up and down in front of this man. And just so happened, that man was messing with about every last one of the women in that church. He had babies, about 3 of them. I'm like, well, what do you think supposed to happen? What do you think supposed to happen? He think he's preaching and yelling, he getting them all hyped up. He thinking about, I'm gonna go hook up with this sister when we get through this ministry here. Man, come on, no. This is the reason why the scriptures say about being modest, dressing modesty. Not saying that the sister was dressed like they was dressed out of a half naked. No, they was not. These sisters had shapes. You brothers know good and well how our sisters look. It's like any these sisters can go ahead and take a curtain off the rod and wrap it around themselves and give the curtain a shape. And you brothers very well know this. So now, how the way you would tell me this man did he didn't, I knew he knew because but the sisters have gifts and shape. And this is the way the Most High created us to react. So I'm looking, you know, truthfully, let these sisters sit down. And so, so that, and they was married. My cousin was the same way. She was married. She got pregnant by the deacon. No good and well that boy is not her husband's son. But this is the stuff that happens when you jumping up in there. And my cousin, yes, same way. Same way. So now there's a measure of respect that we will have to have, and these churches don't have it. No, they don't. They do not. No, you want to go, you want to meet somebody, you go to church. You want to go meet a lonely woman, go to church. Go to church. No, but there is a measure of respect that now don't get me wrong, I do know of some churches that brothers, when sisters feel like they want to get them in church, there'll be two young sisters. I've seen this. They would get up with a sheet and they would stand behind the sisters and they would cover because they recognize a problem. They recognize these little young sisters they would stand side by side just to keep the thoughts of the men in its proper place. At least that's what they thought. I don't know how that worked out, but that's the way they did it. The fact that they took the time out to recognize it. Hey, you got to give them respect for that. You got to give them their respect for that. Yep, you remember those days, Sister Pixie? That's what I'm talking about. But that's what it was. And I seriously believe that's how my auntie met her second husband. He was a pastor or whatever. you know. And so, I mean, it is what it is, you know. But then, you know, she ended up marrying him and everything. And that, I mean, hey, but at the same time, that's how nonsense gets started in the churches, period. We all know this. Now, lately, a whole lot of stuff been going on in the churches now, a lot of stuff. And so, but the good thing about it is that we're no part of it, and we know how we supposed to be acting as Israel. That's one thing. That's how we know how we supposed to be doing things across the board. And whether brothers and sisters want to view themselves accountable, that remains to be seen. That remains to be seen. But going forward, brothers and sisters, the fight for our life, we got to continue to put up that fight. We got to continue to pray for our brothers and sisters. We know what time we are living in. Just like sister Kathy said that these days, I tell you, is, you know, you got warlocks. We still battling against the spirit. That's one thing we got to understand. Although we are in flesh, we still battling against wicked spirit. It is a real fight. I'm serious. Don't sit there and underestimate it. Now you ain't the fact you throwing blows against flesh and blood. You throwing blows against the spirit realm, the principalities. That's who our fight is with. And we must, brothers, continue to pray. Search out the Most High. He has turned his attention back to us, brothers and sisters. And he won't be late about doing it. He will not be late. But we must continue to put up a fight because we're getting close by. Sister Kathy said this also, that well, I don't know how this shutting down of the government will affect the nation. I mean, they already broke. The dollar's already in trouble. I mean, you shut down, all right? It seems like you shut down, you ain't opening back up. That's what it was saying to me. You be safe out there, brother Robert. So shutting down the government, look here. They're gonna shut down the government, start a war, gotta search for some nuclear warheads. And are y'all serious? Seriously. Think about that just for a moment. Warheads missing, they claim. And ain't just one. Seems like it's a few of them. Shutting down the government. What else? And a war. You got three major things that they talking about doing. And I believe Sister Kathy said it's supposed to be Saturday. Wait a minute. Y'all talking about tomorrow? Brothers, I'm gonna tell you what I did before I get up out of here. Yesterday, because that thing when they were talking, they were looking for some nuclear warheads, bomb or whatever. So I went and watched The Sum of All Fears. It's a movie, Morgan Freeman and I forgot the white boy's name. Well, Morgan Freeman is one of the main actors. What's that white boy's name? He played what's that boy's name? I forgot his name. But anyway, just when I finished watching that movie, Then this new feed came up talking about Germany. Something happened with Germany just today. Germany took part in this movie. In this movie, they had some plutonium that was missing. Ben Affleck, that's who it was. Ben Affleck and Morgan Freeman are the two main actors in this movie. And if y'all got time, go and look at it. And then the bomb did go off. It did, and on United States soil. But when they got to it, they found out who orchestrated it. But what they was trying to do, Germany, some dude over there, he was a Nazi, pro-Nazi thing. They wanted Russia and the United States to go at it, period. They needed for them to destroy one another. Now, when you listen to the movie, the first thing you may pop in your mind will be Albert Pike. And if any one of you all know about his letter, you take your thoughts on that letter or the memory was written in that letter and apply it to the movie, and you will understand what he was doing. And also in that movie, the guy that was from Germany, pro Nazi, in the movie, he had the audacity, they had the audacity to say, just like the AIDS virus, it needed a strong host. I was laying up in the bed. I was like, nigga, are you joking me? Now it's been years. It's been years ago since I watched that movie. But he took that bomb and applied it to what they did in Africa when it came to the AIDS virus. It needed a strong host. Who was the host, brothers, of the AIDS epidemic? Who was that strong host? It was our brothers and sisters. It was us. They knew good well if a regular white person get that, they go quick. They knew that our body would put up a fight against that disease. They had that nonsense in the movie. That was in the movie. If you get a chance, go back and check it out. Check out that movie, The Sum of All Fears. But that's what they did. They wanted the United States and Russia to go at it. Now, this is the thing I'm looking at, because you don't know who to believe. And if these things do come up, or they came up missing, and somebody do use it against the country, you can't say who did it. Because truthfully, all of them are looking in it guilty. The United States, China, any nation can be doing it. Wait a minute, hold on, Sister Kathy. Wait a minute, hold on. Did you hear the? Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me go back up. Did you hear? They will pay you $1,000 to turn in illegal. Yep, that's about to be something now. Now this Sister Kathy, what's about to happen with that? If they go talk about paying $1,000 to turn in an illegal immigrant, blood will be spilled. That's going to be what do they call that thing? Purge. That's going to be a purge. That's going to be a purge. That's what that's going to turn into. That's going, and you talking about self-made bounty hunters. People broke. What you say? Illegal? Shoot. I know a building with a whole lot on it. They go in there with guns and everything and locking up people. Boom. I mean, they're gonna be counting. Oh, I got 10. That's 10,000. Do you see the problem? Do you really truly let that happen, sister? Let that happen. And people are already broke and they get desperate. Yes. Oh my goodness. When you give $1,000 to that is true. But let me say this, Sister Kathy. I'm gonna say this. The government gave them money coming here. This is your welcome package to the United States. This is the welcome package that they got. You was born here, Negro. You owe taxes, don't you? You need to go in there and find your job. No, we can't give you food stamps. You got 2 babies? No, we can't. No, we might give you $50, but you got to move on about your business. That's the dumb stuff that they did. This is the government. This is the government. See, now when I say they walking slew-footed, bro, I'm telling you, when I say slew-footed, I'm talking they got 2 left shoes on and they slew-footed. So you know that slew-footed is just it's just like ridiculously out there. And he talk, and then you said that they're supposed to be shutting down Saturday, tomorrow. The government's supposed to be shutting down tomorrow. I'm telling you, they are in our position where we used to be in. They are in our position that we was once in. Off the top, there's no argument about it. It seems like Trump is like, look, why don't y'all just give me the key? Y'all tripping. Let me go in and get in there. They're like, nope, you ain't coming in here until what? The 20th of January. By that time, you're going to be in, you're going to have a war in your hand. You're going to have some bombs out there missing. That's going to fall all on him. When I say, it's like they saying this here. If we can't have the White House, nor can you. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like 2 kids fighting over some peppermint candy. That's what it sounds like. They are in the position that we was once in. That's where this is where they're standing at right now. You brothers and sisters, be safe out there. Can you please like and share and subscribe to this channel? And for those that enjoy the content, you're more than welcome to do your donations. It's rooted in Hebrew, Cash App $, and appointment France and Germany. It's on there. Sister Jones, they scared. They scared. They ain't never been in this predicament before. Never, sister. They never been in this predicament before. Negroes won't listen to them. Negroes saying they woke. They saying this here, and we going through this here. They scared. Now Germany, they said their leg is gone. From what I've seen this morning, it's like they done. Syria is open for the taking. Syria, they just like, that guy, he's out of there. He's gone. Brothers, sisters, this is our time. They occupied. They are occupied right as we speak. They're in position. They are in a predicament that they have never been before. We've been there before. Let's take this opportunity for us to come together mentally, spiritually, and physically. This is the opportunity that we have. What you brothers and sisters think that this stuff with France and Germany, the United States, is not going to affect the rest of these nations? To be eventually will say, you know what? It would appear. This is just my reasoning. It appears it's going to affect them, that they're going to get to a point where, you know what, I think I need to go home. And all of them going to start breaking camp. I can't stay here in Africa. It's too many of them here. If anything blow over, they go overtake me. I'm not gonna leave myself here. What do you think? They gonna use common sense. They go break him. They're going to break him. In that place, you call a nation free and the bold. Mm. It is absolutely ceasing to exist. It is literally ceasing before our eyes to exist. There's too much going on. You got too many threats going on. Whether it's going to be a judgment from the Most High, or then when you want to call it, let's call it what they want to call it, global warming. We know it's judgment. They got too many factors working against it. You already got man who's divided. You already got man that's divided. Republicans and Democrats. A divided household cannot stand. The scripture says that, and it holds to that. And the Most High will not be made to be a liar. So something's going to give on that. It's going to be a split. You got two major fault lines in the United States. Seem like they're about to go hot at any time. You got two, and then you got some warheads missing. Anybody else want to roll some dice out there on that? Anybody want to roll some dice on that? But you all know this don't look good for them at all. And this is not to sit there and put fear in nobody. This is not to put fear in no one. This is just what's going on right before our very faces. And then they talk about shutting down the government. Shutting down the government. How long is shutdown supposed to last, Sister Cat? Did they say? Because I mean, I don't know how long it's supposed to be shut down. But it's like if the dollar's so weak and you shut down the government, that sounds like wait a minute. Arkansas and Tennessee had a 3-point a few days. Yeah. Well, 3-point. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. And that's what I was talking about. The Mandrick fault line and the Andreas fault line over there in the West Coast. Yeah. It's two of them, one on the West Coast and one right in the middle of the Midwest. You know, and this is what's happening, brothers. Wait, Sister Cynthia, you said 30 days for a shut. Sister, let this stuff shut down for 30 days. It ain't gonna get reignited until, girl, please. Yes, he is, Brother Dylan. Things are getting heated up. And when things are getting heated up, this is what I tell you, brothers and sisters. It's getting heated up. We got to be on our P's and Q's. Fasting and praying, yes, it is. You're right, sister. Fasting and praying, it is an absolute must. Because we're gonna need to pray because it would appear that some of this stuff will affect us. I say appear, because the Most High he can come in and do things for you. Let's not cut his hand short. He can come in and do some things. Now, if this thing they saying it's supposed to last 30 days, yeah, okay. That don't sound good. And so you're talking about some people's they can sit up and say all that your social security check won't be affected, your military or so on so won't be. Yeah, okay, that's what they say. Congress upset because they're not getting a 70% pay raise. Sister Pixie, the dollar's down, and they worried about a 70%. What they gonna get paid in bricks? Ooh, man, good night. Yeah, I saw that. Shut down mystery and yeah, okay. This is what now. This is what I'm talking about. that seriousness of their slew-footedness. They can't walk straight. They don't know which way to walk. Both of their feet going in two different directions, one with one body. Mm, mm, mm. Brothers, sisters, mm, mm. Let us be smart, shrewd, shrewdly smart during these times. Um, mm. Oh yeah, they call. I seen them. I seen them say that they call Elon Musk the president and Trump the vice president. I seen that, but they call him they called him some type of president. I forgot it was a joke, a jokingly remark that they made about Elon Musk. But this is what's happening. And I Yacoba did a thing on Elon Musk and things, and brothers, we need to be more. We need to pay more than a shadow president. That's what it was. You're right. They call it a shadow president. Yeah, you're right. Sister Cynthia. Yeah. Uh, I hope brothers and sisters that have the YouTube channels, this is my encouragement. Start coming on. Start coming on lives more than what you used to do. Come on live. Of course, brothers and sisters, they're going to need this here. They're going to need it. Because trust and believe, you're going to have one of the brothers that's going to have some most pertinent information than the other. But when it's all over said and done, all the information is going to help the brothers. So, brothers and sisters out there, like I said, brothers and sisters, send it over to different brothers and sisters. Share it with other brothers and sisters. Of course, we're gonna need other brothers and sisters to come on just as much. Because I don't want to say so much, and that's gonna be about it. But then you may have another brother who may get deeper into something else that you should know that I may not know. Syria, I thought Syria was dead. I mean, you know, at least that's what the news is saying. I mean, I've seen that it's talking about Syria is done for, and that the president he broke him, you know, and whew, like Yahusha said, you're going to hear wars and reports of wars. See that you are not terrified. We're at that time. Do not let it terrify us. We just need to continue to get this encouragement from brothers and sisters. They have these channels. Get up there, boom. Hey, I mean, do like we used to do, brothers, a couple of years ago. Bring these brothers and sisters onto the channel, and everybody start sharing their line of thoughts and things, because that's encouragement. And with this time in which we are in, we're going to need that encouragement. We're going to need it. This is not that time for us to be falling back, going backwards. We're supposed to be moving forward. We're supposed to be those ones that's supposed to be taking advantage of the shortcoming that they brought upon themselves. This is what we're supposed to be doing. This is what we're supposed to be doing. Brothers and sisters, you all keep your head on the swivel. Um, Stay alert to what's going on around you. Always find yourself in prayer, talking to the Most High, and brothers and sisters, and don't and believe. Know this: the Most High has turned His attention to us. He has turned His attention to us. Things are changing. And now, but one thing that we need to pay attention to, ah, and the world deserves a little attention too because it affects us because we are in the world, we are in it. But the most important thing that we need to be looking at your survival, your survival. That's most important. Your survival. If you see, and this is what they're doing here, trying to cause a food shortage or whatever, brothers and sisters, we need to be working on that right now together. We need to be having brothers and sisters on different parts of this world, and we need to be talking with, hey, how can we move food between this country and that country, and even into the United States? Because trust and believe, some of our brothers and sisters are going to experience some hunger, but we need to be working on that stuff right now instead of us going back and forth, hooping and hollering and yelling and screaming at one another. We need to be working ourselves together, trying to get things together, because we see the impending danger that's about to hit this world or hit that country, rather. We need to be putting things in place. Above all of this nonsense they talking about, all the corruption. Ain't nobody trying to get in bed with corruption. You can do work outside of that. This is the things that we need to be working on. And if we put ourselves in position to do those things, they will happen because we're doing things according to the Most High's will. This is how we move. This is how we should be moving. This is not that time to be sitting around, oh, I don't know about this, I don't know about. I know you don't know about it. I know you don't know about it. But when your stomach start growling and the brothers told you, hey, this is what we're going to do and this is what we need to do, then you're going to understand what we're talking about. But don't wait till the last moment. They say, yeah, I want to do this here and so on and so on and so. Your money ain't no good now. It don't make sense for you to. It's going to cost you more money to send your money, and it's going to cost you not your money, but it's going to cost somebody else's money in order for you to send your money that's no good. That's what's happening. I had plans to travel. What was it? The 25th. Right when we was booking the ticket, and I was Sister Waters. She was scheduled to come on today, but she told me she was in the studio. She's still working on her song and thing. And so she said she will let me know when she will be free. I hope it's tomorrow because I'm gonna try to come on tomorrow. Same time at 3 o'clock on Shabbat. And that you brothers, because we was right there, and right there, the ticket jumped up dramatically. I was like, you got to be joking me. I thought I was out here. I was like, all right, I got a couple of people that's looking at, they're talking, and they want to, purchase my house or whatever. I'm trying to get down there and do what I need to do, shoot on back, because I do not want to get caught up in that nonsense what's about to go down in the United States. I do not want to get caught up in that nonsense. And I most definitely don't want to be in the sky when they talking about some bombs went off. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. I seen that. The Teo had a upcoming live. I did see that. Truthfully, I forgot. Yeah, but brothers and sisters, no. I'm still working on some things here while I'm here, and I'm still working with Sister Waters. We still looking at some days. We moving stuff around, but like I said, I thought this ticket was some good. That thing is as dead as a doorknob. It don't matter. It's a ticket, yes, but what you got to pay on top of it is ridiculous. But it's going to work itself out. It's most definitely going to work itself out. But until then, you brothers and sisters, be safe out there. And I hope to see you all, speak with you all tomorrow. And I hope that Sister Waters be able to come on, her and her husband, and explain what they're doing here in Africa and things of that nature. And for us to start putting our heads together. Because brothers, we already late to the party. The Most High told us what he's going to do to Babylon. And we got to do better than our forefathers. We moving just like our forefathers, truthfully. And to a degree, I understand why we move that way too. Now, let's not get it twisted. But until then, you brothers and sisters, be safe. Continue to pray for your brothers and sisters. And with that, I will leave you in peace. Shalom.